friends, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be discussing on the recent 47th G7 summit which took place in Cornwall, UK. So let's see what are the important discussions and the key takeaway of this meeting. So let's start. First of all, we'll try to understand what is G7 and why is it so important. It is called G7 because it is a group of 7 world's largest so-called advanced economies. These economies represent 46% of the world's GDP and 10% of the world's population. So in a way we can say that 10% of the world's population is actually representing 46% of the world's GDP. The 7 countries which are a part of these groups are as follows. They are Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, UK and the United States. It used to be G8 and Russia was the part of G8 group. But in 2014, Russia was removed from the group because of its annexation of Crimea. Now, who are the representative of these groups? The head of the group, uh, the head of the government, they can be president or the prime minister of the member states and the representative of the European Union, and they all meet once every year. And this year UK hold the presidency, and apart from 7 group countries, it has invited India, Australia, South Korea, South Africa as guest country for the summit. It should be noted that European Union is not a member of G7 group, but it only takes part in the G7 summit. Now, let's go back little bit to the history. In 1970s, when the group first came along, they began as a library group. Why? Because it was started in the library of the White House. G7 is the result of the 1973 oil crisis basically, and because of which US took the initiative to have such groupings, that is the West countries should group and should meet at least once a year for discussing and providing solutions to major global issues which are from the areas of trade, security, economics or climate change. Here in this table you can see that the first summit happened in 1975 in France. During that time it was G6 as Canada was not the member. In 1976 UK was the host country and Canada joined the group and it is called G7. Likewise, every year the summit takes place and was hosted by different countries. Now this year UK was the host country and the 47 presided the 47th G7 summit 2021. Last year in 2020 the summit got cancelled because due to the ongoing pandemic. So this year the meeting took place in Carby's Bay Resort in Cornwall, UK. The reason behind this location is actually that this reason is seen as the central to the UK's Green Technology Center, and that's why this location was selected. Now let's see what are the key points discussed by the head of the G7 groups on major issues which was given in this joint statement called the Carby's Bay G7 Summit Communique. So now let's see. The G7 group has called out China on various sensitive issues, as China being the focal point. Certain issues involving respect for human rights in Xinjiang and to ensure a balanced high degree of autonomy in Hong Kong, and to have a collective approach towards Chinese unfair practices in order to build a transparent global economy. The G7 communique also emphasized on the need of resolving Taiwan Straits dispute peacefully, which was also welcomed by the Taiwan government as well. G7 has criticized the China's unilateral action in the East and South China Sea. The increasing attention towards China's Pacific policy is important for India as well, as India is at the stage of developing Quad. The group has also called out Russia for its destabilizing behavior, such as interference in the human rights, civil society crackdown, interference in the democratic country, supporting cyber attacks, etc. The G7 communique has called for stronger collective stance towards China and Russia. The group announced B3W project called the Build Back Better World, which is an infrastructural plan to invest in developing countries. This initiative is seen as a counter steps towards China's BRI project, which is called the Belt and Road Initiative. Well, B3W is set to focus on a transparent infrastructural partnership that has an important agenda to fulfill the need of the developing nation by investing a total of $40 trillion in the infrastructural development and is set to be completed by 2035. It will be interesting to see how the B3W project of G7 group will work alternative to China's initiative of BRI, Built and Road project, as China has already invested around $3.7 trillion in the infrastructural project. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also emphasized on One Earth, One Health approach to prevent from global pandemic like COVID-19 and ask for support on the upliftment of patent protection of vaccine. And this idea in fact was supported by the group. On emphasizing the need for climate change, PM Modi also claimed that India is the only country in G20 which is on track of achieving Paris climate target and to meet a 2-degree goal within the stipulated time frame. The group has also pledged to end pandemic and prepare for future possible outbreaks and thus clear its stand and committed to donate 1 billion jabs. Also, the G7 group pledged to cut carbon emission, halt biodiversity loss, and the leaders confirmed to going carbon neutral by 2020. The group also endorsed a plan to introduce a global minimum corporate tax rate of 15%. Overall, the entire G Summit has provided a commitment to safeguard international orders and maintain Western unity. Thank you.